rail. Good. Now you would go down the center line. And you're going to actually ask for the leg yield to the right off your left leg. Just concentrate on the left leg. Bringing him over very parallel. There's no bend in that. Parallel. More haunches. Now you have to keep him there, especially with the outside ring. I know, sweetheart, you're doing very good. Right.
Did you get that video I sent you?
I did.
Wasn't that funny?
That was so funny.
I just thought, okay.
I know. It was like, I'm like, well, that was funny.
Okay. Good. So anyway, you're going to start shouldering down the long side next time, and you'll do this, and this, you'll just repeat this at the front. And you'll repeat it both directions. Do it twice one direction, change direction, do it twice that direction. You can do it all at the walk first, and then proceed at the trot. And then we get to the canter work. We'll have somebody come pick you up, huh? Somebody come pick you up. Yes, for special delivery. Get out of the way. Make sure you have a quality walk through all of this. And this is a chance for you when you're warming up to feel relax your seat and really feel the application of your legs.
It's funny that you say that because I was just like, oh, we've had about 19 different walk versions.
Yeah, but if I just take your weight, you'll find the right one. Right?
Really keep your seat soft and supple. Relax in the seat. Pinch your butt cheeks as hard as you can. Then relax them. And now that's how you should feel all the time, when they're relaxed.
like you can move him anywhere in the ring you wish, just from your lower leg. Shoulder blades together and looking up. Okay. So shoulder in down the next long side. Soften your hips, relax, let your hips follow the horse. Very good there, keep it. That was much better. There was much more volume in that trot. Down the center line and leg yield to the left. Straighten and now to the left. Good job. Good job. Down the center line. Again. Shoulder is leading. Now he's parallel. So you need to think that more often.
The nice thing is that I can make that adjustment.
Yeah, he is adjustable, but you need to maintain it for the better score.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he has adjustability now. But keep the aid quiet and consistent. So he remains consistent. That's much better, Brandy. Change direction on the half diagonal. Maintain the tempo. Left leg to the rail and shoulder in from B to M. Give a little more of the right rein. Well done. Good. You did it before, I had to tell you. Well done. Straight, straight. Shoulder in on this next long side, then down the center line. Maintain it. Maintain it. It doesn't get better. Straighten.
I'm proud of myself on that one.
Yeah, it was, so am I. I would have liked that myself. Yeah, his neck is completely bent to the left. Straighten his neck. Half halt right rein, and then give. No holding. Don't hold with your body, don't hold with your hands. Just maintain the leg aid. Shoulders lead, Brandy. No, it's too much neck bend. Straighten his neck. Straighten his neck. Leg yield on the long side. Volta, leg yield on the next long side. Along the rail. Shoulder in. Too much neck bend. Give that left rein. Ah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have it?
Yeah.
All right. Now bolt it down here, and then you can go back down the center line and ask for your leg yield. Drop your hand, lower your hand, and relax.
over. Straighten his neck. Let go left. Let go left. Yeah, he's totally busting you.
I know.
So this time, down the center line, straighten your horse. Uber striking left. Wow, okay. There were 3 or 4 strikes. Yeah, good there. Much better. Uber striking left. No, really, Uber striking. Yeah. Yeah, now he's happy. Okay,
Wow.
good. Half diagonal. And then haunches in from B to F. Flexion right. Good. And haunches in down the next long side. Straighten before the corner. Good girl. I want to see his face and ears right at me. Maintain it. Maintain it. What a good boy. Straighten before the letter. Good. And down the center line. And half pass to the right. Get on the right seat bone. More bend. Shoulders must lean. So you see how quickly we've improved his trot?
Yeah.
By the simple method of suppling him to this lateral work.
Right.
So bend right. Right. And now roll to left. And haunches in at the rail. Straighten. Center line half pass to the left. Volta right. Volta now. And continue the half pass to the left. Ah. You feel that in the hind leg?
Yeah. And in my brain.
And in your brain. Okay? Down. And volta left. Flexion first. And then continue the half pass to the right now. Flexion right and sit left or sit right. You got it. Look how fancy he gets.
I know. It's amazing.
That's just so funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's just so cool. See, now you have a straighter horse with the proper bend and the degree of flexion. Good, and give him a walk break. So now just take a little walk break on your own and put all that back in your head, okay?
Yeah.
That needs to stay there.
I like that.
Yeah, and you need to be able to do the other direction as well. Yeah. Really good way to supple them and activate the hind leg, but safely.
Yeah.
Comfortably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And a method that makes sense.
Well, and he gets less intimidated by it.
Yeah. Well, and you hold less on one way or another,
Right.
like we all do.
Right.
It also, to me, what it did for me, I mean, this is an exercise from Conrad, and what it did for me is it got me to really release in my hips right away sooner because there was so many changes of direction.
Right, right.
And if you continue to hold it in your hips and your seat, you can't actually do this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can, but it won't be well done, and you won't help the horse. You don't help yourself.
No.
But I think that by doing that, it helps us as riders, and so that's the benefit. One of the benefits for us as well as the horse.
Huge benefit.
Exercises, everything through exercises, and at the right exercise at the right time.
Yeah. That's what I'm having to, be able to understand and really,
Right.
which exercise do I want to pull out of my tool chest right now?
Yeah. Well, but the more exercises you learn, and when you realize that
Yeah.
if you feel the horse is stiff on one direction or another, all right, it doesn't mean that you keep hammering away on that direction like most people do,
Right.
because they don't have the knowledge and they don't know the exercises.
Yeah.
It's the application and the timing of the right exercise at the right time.
Right.
They can benefit both horse and rider. Good. Okay, let's pick him up and let's do that the opposite direction. So really you were getting the half pass to the right with a volte left. Now I'd like to see a little more of the half pass to the left and the volte right. And make a very good, clean transition to the trot now. Every opportunity you have when you're on the back of the horse is an opportunity to train them. So make it good. Think piaffe. Think uphill, active, straightness, rhythm, and yeah. That's not necessarily the training pyramid in that order, but all right. It's okay. It's for what he needed. Good job. Look at this trot. What a good... Sorry. The half pass was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't pleased with the bull test.
Okay, this time medium trot across the diagonal. Go in, ride the corner, half halt before, straighten, and then go. More. Yeah, there you go.
It's in there.
Bring him back, collect a trot, a real transition. Again, half halt, straighten, and go. More. More. Yeah, now that's how you ride them. That's okay. You have to know how far.
Right.
So now let's just relax him for a minute. Take him on a nice big 20-meter circle here. Keep the collected trot. Let's forget about that. And now half halt. At the center line, half halt. Good. Ride the corners. Soft in the hand, Brandy. Don't hold. Shorten both of your reins and lower your hands. Drop your whip down into your hand. Another volta, volta. Good. Good. All the way back into this corner. That's okay. Let your legs go. Let them feel the side of the horse. Cuddle the horse with your legs to the point where you just feel that you blanket the horse's side with your leg. And all you're going to do is increase and decrease the amount of pressure. Okay, this time, straighten him, half halt, and go. Think uphill and forward, bring him back, and halt at A. Maintain the halt, and walk. Free walk across the arena, diagonal, extended walk. Not too quick. Control that with your lower leg. Pick him back up so you have a collected walk at H. Don't change your legs, just keep him right there. Shortening the reins, soften your hips. Let's see your walk pirouettes. Oh lordy. Turn right at M. Remember, it has to maintain the same rhythm as your walk. So if you want to collect your walk a little more, flexion left, sit left. He just threw you completely right. You'll see that in the video. Keep the same tempo. So that's interesting. We'll do all this later. We're going to approach this later. Now I see why you had some issues with the canter pirouettes too.
Yeah.
It's the rider aid and the feeling.
Yeah.
So let's go to the big circle. To the left, turn left. To the left, the other left. And stay on a 15-meter circle. And remember, last time we did the shoulder in and the haunches in on the circle? Okay, that's going to help a good preparation for this. So 15-meter circle. Shoulder in. I want to see the tip of his, yeah. Good. Now haunches in. Maintain the neck position. Really haunches in. Really haunches in. Sit on the left seat bone. And his face, remember, stays on the line of travel. Okay, and now you control the tempo of that. Think about feeling every single footfall. Bring his shoulders around, Brandy. You're sitting to the right. There you go. Now he says, thanks, Mom. Bring the shoulders around. Bring the shoulders around. Feel a little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to the right and do exactly the same thing. Remember, you're talking to the horse with your legs, your seat, and your hands. That's a lot for them to listen to. So if you talk too loudly, and you don't speak consistently the same language, then they are a little confused. Give a little left. He has to be able to have some bend. Okay, so what you're going to see in the video is that you completely twist it in the saddle.
Right.
So walk straight on the circle, straighten him. Don't try to do it for him. Sit very even. And that's when I had you pinch your butt cheeks before and then I had you relax it. I want you to do that again and just feel the right seat bone. Take a deep breath, flexion to the right, and just ask him with your legs to bend his body, giving the outside rein a little more so he can bend. Keep your body the same, Brandy. Don't twist. You did a much better job that time. So did he.
Yeah.
Let your hips go, though. It's very difficult because, I know how he feels.
Yeah.
Now that I've ridden him.
Yeah.
Now sit even. Sit even. Are the canter pirouettes more difficult to the right?
Well, it's harder to, feel like I get him, to where it's not just a big circle.
Uh-huh.
But I also feel like he allows me to have a little bit more ability. Like going to the left where he's stronger, he'll want to collapse into me a little bit more and make it, just spin. Where this side, even though I don't get him to want to sit as much and come around it, they're more catchable. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's fine.
Doesn't mean
Because
it's
when you really pay attention, when you watch your video back, how he walks in the canter, in the walk pirouette, and in the half pass, in this circle, and you're really going to have to help him elevate this shoulder, this right shoulder.
Yeah.
So think in those terms.
Yeah.
So you have, as a rider, can't collapse, and he might end up, if the more consistent you are with being even and allowing him to do it instead of you doing it for him,
Right.
that'll give him that freedom in that shoulder,
Yeah.
and he'll be much more even for you. He'll carry himself better. Does that make any sense?
It does.
I feel like I'm babbling.
No.
Okay, sit
It
very
actually
even,
makes
very even. Let your hips follow. Good, and then make it smaller and bring the shoulders around. Sit very even. Sit very even. Now you're leaning to the left with your upper body, and you're sitting even in the saddle.
Right.
So sit very straight and upright. You'll get the feel. That's why we're here. That's why we do this right now.
No, it's good.
Good there. Good there. Now don't change you. Just take your leg. Don't change you. I know he wants to drop,
Right.
so don't twist your body because of it. Better, Brandy. There you have it.
It's like I can only do a couple steps and then I have to
Yes, but now you're going to see what he's not doing. He's
Right.
not dropping his shoulder and going onto the forehand.
Right.
You're really helping him, but in a positive way.
We're helping each other.
Good for you. Okay. So now, come down the center line. It's too late. I want you to change direction so that you can turn left at H. And I want the walk pirouettes across the ring, just like it would be in the PSG. And I think in one of the 4th level tests.
This direction?
Yeah, you want to come across the ring. So you know the pre-St. George, turn left.
I haven't looked at it.
Oh, well. You should have it memorized by now.
Well,
I'm showing fourth level. At that point.
Okay.
I don't want to.
So turn left at H and
go
come
towards-
across and go towards M. And in between H and M, pirouette left and then a pirouette right. Now I want you to think about that same feeling. I'd rather have it too large than too small. Think about that same feeling. Now when you see that come back on the video, you're going to be very happy with that. It's the same thing to the right. Okay, you're done.
Yay! That looked great.
Yeah, okay, that was night and day,
Yeah.
and your score will be tremendously different when you approach it in those terms. Now,
Right.
the funny thing is I could have really complicated it because there's so much to a good quality pirouette.
Right.
But you know, on the Prix St. George, I have never seen more scores drop just because of the lack of quality of the walk pirouettes.
Right.
So maintain those. Maintain those because that's a really, really good thing to have in your pocket.
It's one of those where when I got a 69 at 4-1, I would have gone over 70 had my walk pirouettes not been. I know.
But look at the difference of how you just fixed all that. You
Right.
did a really, really, really good job.
It felt so much better.
Sure. Well, it flows.
Yeah,
So I haven't
like-
seen. Huh?
he got it.
What's that?
I felt like he was like, oh, thank God.
Yes, but you know, he got it because you didn't do it for him.
Right.
We always want to do all these things for them. I do it for, oh good God, I do it for them all the time. And you know, that's the biggest problem riding babies.
Right.
We all have a tendency to want to, oh, well, let's do it for them. Yeah. All right, we're not done. So you know, we're not done. I want to see some walk canter transitions. So let's ride, how about riding a 4 to 5 loop serpentine with a walk transition just before the center line and a canter transition right after.
Man, she's throwing the book at us today.
No, I want you guys to be handy and I want you to have quality basics so that when we get into these other movements,
Right.
that you've nailed these to the point that it's of no concern.
Bleeding out my ear. All right.
Hands low, together and not holding. Really, really, really elastic in your arms. Uphill in the canter, uphill in the downward transition. Okay. I don't want his pull to come up more than an inch. Rounder first. So drop his pole. Drop his pole. There. Even more. There. Now a 3-loop serpentine, the same thing. I'd like to see them more from your leg and from your seat and less from your hand. Okay, that was better. It was not as great of a transition, but your riding was better. It was not so much from the hand. Three loops. Stretch deep into the stirrup and walk. Okay, so he needs to be much, much rounder and much deeper in the pull. A little bit longer in the neck. I like that better. And that better. Good girl. Hi, Sharon. How's glorious Dorothy? She is wonderful. Doesn't she look pretty? Stretch deep into the stirrups again. You want them to think of the feeling of landing like a snowflake. I forgot where I heard that, but it was so funny. But it's so true.
It is.
It's a half halt, and then walk. But soft. He can't just stop. He has to think more uphill and forward. That was better. Remember, the downward transition is still uphill and forward thinking. It should feel similar to the upward. She's going to nail that, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can see that coming, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That's, I think, one of the hardest concepts in dressage.
What's that?
To do a downward transition forward.
She needs that for the changes. Much better, Brandy. You feel how that's coming now?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's how you have to write all those transitions.
I have to trust that I can write off my seat.
Yes, you do.
Oh, nice.
And I don't. But I can.
But you can.
Yeah.
And see, and that's there's a little proof to that.
Yeah.
Okay, diagonal flying change at X. Volta right. That's okay. Well, you can't volt. That would have been a bit tricky.
But he probably could do it.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Diagonal. Diagonal. Flying change at X. And immediately a volta right. Volta right. From your legs. Oh. Continue the diagonal. And you're going to do that one again. So you see where I'm going with all this? Yeah, we're looking for honesty. And really just simply riding from the legs. And you'll get this. You've got everything else. Half halt. Don't lean back. Half halt. Line change and left volta. Between both of your legs. Ride it from the leg. Not the hand. Diagonal again. Half halt. That was really, 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 really much, much better, Brandy.
That was way more off of my seat.
Sure. And you know, then when it comes to the tempies, this is how it'll happen. So diagonal one more time. I want you to shorten your reins, but be a little bit more elastic and soft with your arms from your elbow and your shoulder. Honest with this half halt. Half halt now.
We're going to go back and do
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I could see it.
Yeah.
Half halt with the left rein. Keep the right rein and half halt left. Good. Good. Soften, drop his pull, then change. Beautiful job. And be done, Brandy. You could ride him a little 2-point at the canter and let him stretch. And pat him on the neck. What a good boy. Yeah, let him have that happy time. Keep him balanced, though. Keep him balanced. Super job. And then walk and let him stretch long and low. You did a great
job. You know, it's funny, but it takes